Welcome back to Rovers Fans TV. It's me, myself, Dan, back here once again on the channel, bringing you a new video. And it is that time of the month again. No, it is not your girlfriend's period. It is the Rovers roundup of September. And there's a lot to talk about on this one. So let's get into the video, guys. So what has been going on over the month of September? There's been FA Cups. There's been FA Vases. There's been Essex Senior Cup trophies. There's been madness. And before we talk about the Wakering, let's talk about the three biggest news that has been going on across the Essex Senior League scene. Number one, the White Ensign media spokesman, Aaron Farrow, ditches the White Ensign for a couple of weeks. Not for anything special, just to travel to Norway. So, Aaron, make sure you back the Ensign and your responsibilities throughout the season. Thank you. What's been going on? Basildon United are currently on their third manager. Their ex-manager put out a tweet stating his disapproval of the financial situation. Look, we know in non-league football that finances, they are difficult to obtain. And I don't really care about that, but it's the fact that he told the fans that they were dreaming of any hope trying to get a team out 500 quid a week. Look, at the end of the day, you can say what you like about the club, but don't have a go at the fans. Remember, the fans are the ones that give their time, give their money, give their passion, give their ambition to support you. And if you are going to have a go at the fans, then it just makes you less of a person and the club is better off without you. So, jog on. And finally, Chris Newby from Romford is apparently now identifying as a vampire. According to this, he bit a Woodford Town player. I don't know what was going on in that game necessarily, but Chris, I'd say, stick to your fruits and vegetables. Don't be taking the chunks out of players. No Jeffrey Dahmer stuff going on in the Essex Senior League. Thanks very much, Chris. So just think about yourself and work on it, because we don't need that. So that's enough for the roundup of the other teams. Let's get into the Wakering stuff, shall we? So let's talk about the Great Wakering stuff. We played in total 6 games. We won 4 of those games. We drew 1 and we lost 1. So we're just going to dissect it slowly. So we won both of our cup matches in the FA Vars. We defeated Cannonswood 5-1. Really promising performance. I would say the game was done at half-time. We played West Essex in the Essex Senior Cup. A very convincing performance. We won 3-0. A clean sheet. Again, it's not looking so promising that we keep clean sheets like we did last season, but it's good to see that we do keep that clean sheet there in the cup game. League matches, we made an amazing comeback from our 2-0 defeat to Halstead Town back in the end of August, and we basically ripped open Saffron Walden, forgot to patch it back up again, and ripped it open even harder. So we came away with a nice 6-1 win, which was amazing for us. It's the reaction that we needed. And then we pushed on further. We then went to Buckhurst Hill, one of my favourite away days. Shout out to Harry Biggs for coming on the channel. It was a close game, bit scrappy, end to end. It was like ping pong, but we won 4-3, taking 3 points, and that was all that matters. As Marcus said in the last one, the results are what matters. We then went away to Holbridge Sports. We scored early. Thanks very much for the goal. But though we dominated possession, we just couldn't seem to get any other chances. Were we robbed of a penalty? The game's done. It's not really my place to say right now, but Holbridge took their one opportunity and they scored the equaliser, which you could see meant a lot to them. So, we'll take the point for what it was. It's difficult to get any point on the road. And it's clear that Holbridge really wanted to get something out of that game, so credit to them. And then on Tuesday, the Swampers came to Lord Farquhar's Castle and they won. It was really promising for them, the fact that they got the 3 points. Though we scored first, we then scored the second goal. We switched off, and that's just a thing that happens in football. I think the thing that we've got to remember is that considering the team that we are, a lot of teams are looking at us thinking, I really want to beat Wakering. I want to beat Wakering. They're a big side. We've got to turn up, which means we've got fierce competition, and a lot of teams will switch up their normal system in order to try and beat us. So when I look at the hindsight, through to 2 more cup competitions. Third round, we've got Takeley in the Essex Senior Cup away on a Tuesday, and we've got Benfleet at their ground on the 18th. And, we've got 4 other league games. We have got Hackney Wick tomorrow, we've got Sporting Bengal, we've got Woodford, and I think we've got... we've got Frimford in another... I think it's the Peter Butcher Cup, so we'll have to go away to Frimford. So there's a lot of games to play. Overall, we're still in the playoff places. We are still looking promising. We're not even, I mean, we're probably approaching the quarter mark of the season. And after the first 10 games, you kind of get a feel for where you're going to be at the end of the season. So it's good to know that we are in minimum the playoffs, and we're going to go from there. Okay, it's the manager special. Like last time, I messaged Marcus a couple of questions that I wanted his feedback from, because you don't want to just listen to me, okay? Though I've got an opinion, and though people say that what I say is controversial or toxic, at least you get what the gaffer says. So this is not my word. I messaged Marcus, he responded to me this morning, and this is what I've got for you. So I've got 5 questions that we're going to go through, and some of them I'm going to make a comment on. We're going to depict a little bit of them to go in further detail, but this is what the gaffer has said. So the first question I asked Marcus was this: in September we played 6 matches, 4 league games, we won 2, drew 1 and lost 1, as well as 2 cup competitions where we progressed to the next round in both of them. For your own view, do these results satisfy you, and do you think that they show an image of what is to come? This is what Marcus had to say on the matter. So we start this month well with a 6-1 win against Saffron Walden, which I felt was our best performance of the season. It's certainly a result that we wanted to build on. We then went to Buckhurst Hill and won despite conceding 3 goals. We still won the game and showed the resilience, which is pleasing to see. George Martin did pick up an injury in that game, but continued to play on with which hindered us a little bit. But the boys stuck together to get 3 points. We then went to Cannons Wood, who play at Aveley, which was a convincing 5-1 win in the Vars. We could have scored more, but that's football. You score a few early and then you take the foot off the pedal because you've won the game. We then went to West Essex in the Essex Senior Cup and kept a clean sheet in that game, and it was probably the least we were ever troubled for this season. We then moved to Hullbridge, where we dominated, not as in looking as if we were having opportunities to score, but certainly in the process, in possession, and Hullbridge didn't really create much until they did score that goal in the late minutes. And in this league, teams will punish us for errors, and in my opinion, that's 2 points dropped. Finally, Tuesday was disappointing because we didn't play. We did score first, which was a great goal, but on the night, it wasn't us. And I've had a lot to think about, to do over the last couple of days, and I expect to see a reaction this weekend. I mean, hey, literally the last time that we lost was obviously to Halstead, and look at what happened. So if it takes us to lose to get that big reaction, to get the goals back in the net, I'm not complaining about that whatsoever. It's honest, it's realistic, but it's also true. And that's what I like here. It is true. The last time we had that setback against Halstead, we then came back the week after and we did beat Saffron Walden quite heavily. Were they expecting it? I don't know. But it was a really promising result. So I think what Marcus really wants is to start off the month with a bang, but also keep that consistency all the way through to the end. No one wants to start off on a high peak and then just go completely downhill. So I respect what he said there, and there's no more further comment to make. It speaks for itself, really. So that's the answer to the first question. The second question I asked Marcus was, the squad has shown real character, especially grinding out results despite being short-handed. How proud are you of the group's resilience? This is what Marcus had to say. We have shown good character all season, and that one thing in teams will always be with me. It's been tough with people away and different times, and we've been suffering with injuries. There were 11 people missing on Tuesday in total, which is a problem, and with our consistency. And if you look around the teams in the league, they have more consistency than we do with availability, which at the end of the day is, it's the season, and it will get you points. We have a squad, and we are happy with that squad. We've got all the lads, and we like what they have shown in their character in sticking together. I'm hoping over the next few weeks that things will improve and people will be available, as it can be frustrating as a manager. Yeah, I mean, he picks the team. He can only pick what he's got at the end of the day. Obviously the months are getting colder. Less people are going to be wanting to go on holiday. They'll want to play. And I've not really got any concerns there. Yes, injuries can be a problem. It makes you sound like Arsenal, I know, when they bottle the league every year. But I don't see these as long-term issues. I'm sure that some of the lads will come back, if not tomorrow, then week after. When I look at it, what I did on Tuesday, we had no Igley, no George Martin, no Jack McQueen, no AT. Who else didn't we have? Oh God, he's put me on the spot now. There was some people that we didn't have, and you've got to look at the hindsight there. We had no Max, that was it. There was no Max Ganande. So you've got to look at it from the hindsight of, if you haven't got the full squad, you can only work with what you've got. And that was not a bad squad at all that Marcus picked. That's just the squad that he had. And if it can't be played through the system that he'd want with certain key players, then that is going to be an issue. But we're looking for players to return. Things for me can only get better, and we can only go from there. So that's where things currently stand. And I do feel for Marcus and Bay, because they've got to pick a team that they still think can win. And us, the fans, will always think we can win. But when other people come into the mix and question lineups or question, why is so-and-so playing in that position, does it matter? At the end of the day, they're the ones that have to be on the training pitch, work with the availability, and select a side that they think is going to win the game. So that's pretty much all Marcus had to say on that matter. Let's go to the next question, shall we? Next question was, despite the setback in the last game, i.e. Tuesday's game, do you see it as more of a learning moment or just a one-off, as we have to play them in the FA Vars in 3 weeks? Marcus said this: it was a setback, but they're about learning. You learn more from a loss than you do from a win. We've had to think as a management team, and things will be different. And we'll always learn from losses and move on from them. I aim for us to bounce back just like the previous month. There you go. That's all it is. It's a learning curve, and all you can do is just the worst thing to do is to do nothing and carry on. But if he's looking to bounce back, changes are going to happen. I don't see any issue in that whatsoever. I will be intrigued to know the lineup tomorrow, because I'm hoping for people to come back, hoping. I know Marcus said he'll be in touch with people probably this morning, because we're filming this evening. But he'll be in touch with people, and it'd be really good to see 2 or 3 players come back to then build the depth in the squad again. So I don't have any worries or any anxiety towards going into that game in 3 weeks' time. I'll be intrigued to actually know if I get let in the ground, to be fair. They're the only team that's ever blocked me on social media. So we will see what happens to that one. It might be the case where I have to do a Mark Goldbridge and just literally do a stream from here, so you can just see my reaction. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted on that one. Fourth question I've got here is, how is the squad shaping up injury-wise heading into October, and can we expect to see any returns soon? Marcus said, we are hoping to have a few back tomorrow. Good to know. We'll have some regular boys back tomorrow, and hopefully for October we will have that availability, and I don't see any reason why we can't win all 6 games of this month. Some things from Tuesday shows that we can do well based on the first goal we scored. We can play really good football, but it wasn't for long enough, and that can be down to personnel. But things can always be tweaked for the next game. We as a management team will always be looking for different ideas. After training last night, I saw them knocking the ball around in the way we should be, so I will always work to get the boys towards where they can be. The performances like Dunstable and Saffron Walden are where I know we can be, and what we strive to get from the boys. Blips do happen along the way, but that just helps us reflect and come back stronger. Yeah, I mean, they are our 2 best performers. I mean, you can probably throw Callum's Wood in there as well, a 5-1 win. But that's 3 games where we've been really, really strong, where we didn't really let the opposition in. We didn't really give many fouls. We didn't make any silly mistakes. No foul throws. I guess you could say no soggy buns as well. It was perfect football, because the boys were in sync with each other, and you would say we had the right boys on the pitch for that moment. So tomorrow will be interesting against the Wick, and I look forward to seeing how we shape up and, more importantly, come back stronger. Final question I asked Marcus was about the fans. The fans genuinely believe that this team can go all the way. What's your message to the Wakefern fan base as we continue to push for the top? Marcus responded with this: it's nice to hear the fans believe in us, as we also believe in ourselves that we can go all the way. I feel it's important that we stick together, win, lose or draw. I understand that people get frustrated when we don't pick up 3 points, but it happens at all levels of football. I think we have to remember we are playing teams that really want to beat us week in, week out. And we are classed as a big team. When people come to us, they want to win. And we know everyone raises their game. We played in the Vars 2 years ago for the final at Wembley, and we also did the double last year. I feel sometimes people can forget that when we have the occasional loss or draw. But it is important that everyone sticks together. The more we get backed by the fans, the better the boys will be. And I love to keep that rapport with the fans, thanking them. It's nice to see them when they give a big group hug to Bunny behind the goal, cheering, praising us, man of the match. It's all things that help us get over the line. It may sound cliche, but the fans are our 12th man. And when it's a 50, 60 people behind the goal, cheering our names, supporting the boys, it means the world to me and them. The more you lads keep backing us, the more we will keep pushing for the win. And all I can say to that is all we are going to keep doing. We are going to be behind the goal. We're going to be cheering. We're going to be singing. We're going to be doing it all because, you know, we love this team. We would give anything. You know, we give our money. We give our time. I give the videos. So does Lou. So does some other people that speak on the channel like Finn. Hopefully we're going to have some away supports from the Hackney Wick boys tomorrow. I spoke to Justin. He said some of the boys might be up for it. So it'd be nice to get the general stuff. But yeah, there's a lot that the fan base does do and will continue to do, win, lose or draw, because we love Great Wycombe Football Club. It is our bread and butter, and we were, you know, the saying goes, we die by the badge, you know. So that's kind of where it's left, and I feel Marcus has left that on a really positive note, a humble approach towards seeing the impact the fans have, and the boys know that as well. I mean, with the loss on Tuesday, the first thing that Talbot came over and said is, we will be better next time. Not the case of saying I'm sorry or, you know, blaming it. He just openly walked over and said, we will be better on Saturday. And if that doesn't say that that's someone that's driven, that's someone that is committed, that someone wants to please the fans, then I don't know what is. That brings a conclusion for this video. Finally, I want to say congratulations to Alex Teniola, aka AT, for being the Rovers Fans Player of the Month. I will present AT a bottle of drink tomorrow with Lewis, and hopefully he'll speak on the channel. But yeah, that's kind of it from me. Thank you very much for commenting and subscribing if you have done so already. But if you haven't, make sure you do so on the channel. We will be at home tomorrow at Beautiful Boroughs Park, where we will face Hackney Wick in the Essex Senior League. What more can I say? You know, I'm really glad the channel is growing in the direction that I want it to go in. And it's also lovely to know that I still live rent-free in people's minds, especially when we do lose and they love to message me or DM me. But hey, you just keep hating, guys. Keep hating. I love it. The more you talk, the more I become relevant. So thanks very much for your time. Guys, it's been a blast. I've been Dan. I will see you on the next video on Rovers Fans TV. Come on, you Rovers!